What are the most important components of fitness in your sport that you coach?
In my view, for rugby union, it's a multifaceted game, so there's a lot of elements to it, but I think at school level, anaerobic fitness or anaerobic endurance are key factor. Muscular strength, muscular endurance, flexibility, body composition, key factors, as well as power.
Do you ever carry out any of these fitness tests on your team?
As part of our rugby program, we do some testing, including an anaerobic endurance test is probably the main one we've done, and also some testing in strength, power-based work.
What do you do with the results of these fitness tests?
They're a useful guide in terms of our own program development, so understanding where our players, how they compare to players on a national level. They're also useful for us to understand our programs and the effectiveness of the work we're doing.
Do you feel that has been beneficial to your team doing these tests?
Definitely, yeah. In terms of giving them a comparison to nationally ranked players of their level, and we should do more of it really to know where we stand, and certainly the effectiveness of the training that we're currently doing.
How do these results compare to the professional rugby players?
If we look at the anaerobic endurance test, we've done the RFU shuttle run test. The results we had on there were a little bit lower than the sort of current international level players, but certainly competitive and relevant to those sort of scores, not too far away, so about right where you'd expect it.
And what other tests are you planning on using on your team in the future?
I think a closer monitoring of not just their endurance or the cardiovascular type test, but power and strength through the sort of gym-based conditioning work that we're doing will in time become more relevant to us as well.
Thank you, sir. As part of my assignment, I chose 6 fitness tests: the yo-yo, 10 metre sprint, 35 metre sprint, 1 rep max clean and press, 1 minute press up test, and the Illinois agility test. Could you comment on saying, are these useful in a rugby game or in a rugby player's components?
Yeah, so let's start with the first one, yo-yo test, you said?
Yeah.
So relevant for rugby, high-end speed endurance, gets fast quickly, you have a moment to recover, which mimics actions in a game. So I think it's widely recognised as a good test of speed endurance, and that's something that's relevant to rugby. Next test.
35 metre sprint.
Yes, relevant to some positions, not necessarily all, but perhaps backs and outside backs specifically over those distances. When considering pure speed, might look at a bit of shorter distance for forwards, but certainly top end speed over 35 metres is relevant.
Yeah, the 1 minute press up test for muscular endurance.
So muscular endurance is an important factor. Press up endurance is obviously a specific area and specific test, but it does also give an indicator of that overall muscular endurance. So as a general test for that, yeah, so it's good.
1 rep max clean and press for power.
Yes, provided that athlete or rugby player has the technique to be able to do that. Obviously that's quite an advanced test, perhaps something you wouldn't necessarily use with young players under 16, but an under 18 who has good knowledge of technique and things, that's a fair test. It's just the safety element perhaps you need to consider for younger or less experienced players.
And the Illinois agility test.
Yeah, crucial. Timing's done well, but a key part of success in rugby, agility, and the importance. The test protocol on that test is vital. But again, a good measure of any players at any position, their agility.